Hello and welcome back, Exiles, for another video on Conan. And let's just jump straight into it. This is just going to show you how to get started once you've started the game. Follow your little journey survivor step up the top right there, but you will find yourself, once you've created your character of whatever description that you'd like, out in the middle of the desert, standing alone, wondering what I'm going to do next. Well, if you just have a little look around here, see there's a tablet. We'll do a bit of clicking of that and read some civilization.
The very boundaries of civilization. Beyond the passage of our highways lie the wild places of the world, where untamed savages make endless war upon each other. You cannot pass into the endless wastes enslaved. Your bonding prevents it. Return. Follow the road. Any road. All roads lead to the city.
So once you're in, as it says, follow the road, follow your journey steps, have a little eat, have a little drink. You'll find that if you press L1, you can bring up your wheel. If you do your touchpad, you can see your inventory. You can then move things from your inventory by going to your inventory with your touchpad and holding L1, bringing it up and moving to whichever slot you'd like to place that in. So if we just move our food and water there for a minute, you can see we can eat one piece and we can drink, and that's filled up our two green circles on the top left there. One's to do with thirst with your belly and one's to do with hunger with your belly. That's unrelated to the red bar at the top that is actually your health, which you can use to actually use bandages and other foods to boost that, and as you level it will get bigger and bigger and bigger. So the best idea for any new person is you get this nice little guide up the top right, which will bring you into the basics of what to do and how to get your basic armor, and work your way down is the general idea. Let's have a look at the map here. All the way down from somewhere, you will start somewhere along these lines here in the desert, because it starts slightly different each time, but they are very much the same. And you need to head north until you hit the first river area. And upon hitting this river, therefore you've got an endless supply of water and a lot of other goods, trees, rocks and other things to start the process off, where you can get going with your first little hut before eventually. What I would recommend for most new players is to follow the river line or stay along the river line for your build, preferably in this early start area here. And there's a nice big plateau just here that you can climb up to the top. It's rather large. It'd be great for a starter base, although I'm sure you'll find other locations along the way. But this low level area here is very good for, say, at least up to level 40 or 50 for the 𝙎𝘼𝘎s, and the animals are a lot easier to deal with. Going out to the right here into the jungle, it gets a bit more harder. That's an evil dragon city there that you kind of want to stay out of until you probably hit level 60. And then of course going up you have different zones, more or less to do with getting harder and harder and harder. But two of the big things that you want to consider is Sumerians, that are one of the hardest NPCs in the game, do actually come from this town up here. So building anywhere up and around here will give you that advantage to be able to collect them easy. And we'll go into another video afterwards about 𝙎𝘼𝘎s and which ones are best, because a lot of people think they know what the best are, but after a lot of deliberation I believe that we've pinpointed the best, but also highly easy ones, like most people would say, the Sumerian Berserker, which comes from a little pool just up here, which we'll get into another video. And he's easy to get, and he is really hard, so it does make it simple to then start the process of having the hardest NPCs you can. But jumping back here, craft wearing clothes is what it wants us to do. So if we then again go straight to your touchpad, open your touchpad, you can see you have items on the right hand side. These are things that you've already learned to do. So if you go ahead, once you've got some plant fibre, and just craft one of each of the clothing materials, if you're currently not wearing any, it will place them in the slots for you, which is rather handy. And Now it wants you to spend attribute points. Yeah, again, press the touchpad, and as you can see, you've got two different tabs up the top there. Hit with the R2 buttons and L2 buttons. We'll leave a instruction for a second because you have a limited amount of points, and you gain points as you go along. So I wouldn't recommend just buying anything if you're not sure that you need it at the present moment. And that does really sort of specify weapons, because there's an awful lot of weapons. So I'd recommend probably saving your available points until you get to the point you want to construct, and then start spending them in the right areas of what you need at the time. Moving on to attributes. Now, I find personally, out of all of these attributes in the list that will tell you what they do, is a bit of expertise is always good for maximum carrying weight. And then, should you choose to, you could always put a point into strength or agility to start off with, because it will help, as it says, increase the size of your stamina pool, or increase how much you can carry. But also, it's like strength-based weapons, how hard you hit people. But for now, we know what we're doing, so we'll put a little bit extra into expertise, which means we can carry a lot more on our weight limit, which is our third symbol with the weight sign, is being able to carry a lot more, which will be handy for us. Get a little bit more plant fibre while we're standing here for 1 second. Now, the next part of this is search for more survivors. If you haven't rushed ahead just yet, further down this lovely little road here that you start in, you'll come across a dead corpse of someone who tried to make it, I guess, once upon a time and didn't quite get there. So we'll just head down this road and see if we can find him. Oh, it's gone grey because I run too fast and run out of stamina. Wait for it to build up. Now, you don't have to run everywhere, you can walk. Hence I'm walking now. But if I click the analog in, we'll get a bit of extra speed, and as you can see, our energy bar there is going down. If we release and go back to walk, it will go back up again. And these pools will obviously get bigger the more you level and the more points get spent into them, making it easier to retain your stamina along the way. So here we go, our first encounter. Giant bat that's been feeding on a corpse. We'll go and have a little look here. There'll be a bit of a lure to do with the storyline in Conan.
Gods curse this sandstorm. We were forced to take refuge before the wind scoured the skin from our faces. There is something in the storm. Beasts. We hear the skittering of their paws outside the ruins, and their howls mingled with the screaming winds. The men are scared. I've put them to work crafting rudimentary weapons and torches from the loose stones and plants that dot
like it says up the top right for a second.
I've yet to meet a beast that liked fire, or the bite of the axe.
Go ahead and collect a couple of bits of stone. Gather some branches next. See a branch over here. You don't really want to spend too much time out here without getting down to the water, really. But since we know what we're doing, and we've done this many times before, we'll just hang around a second to show you guys. Get some sticks. There we go. Now it wants us to craft our first pickaxe. So remember to press your touchpad, look at the things you can currently craft. Now in a little while you end up getting the knowledge once you spend the points in, and you end up with a construction hammer that you'll create. And from that construction hammer, when you've got it in your hand, it will give you can press a button and give you a list of all sorts of items, tables, pieces of base and so forth that you can build from that hammer. So it's not all in this side list. But for now, it just wants us to get us a pick, so we get pick. And then since we've got that pick in our slot, we can then go ahead and hit a larger stone, get more out of it until it breaks. There we go, and that's given us a stack of 45 per minute. Now it wants us to also craft a stone weapon. I recommend grab a couple more sticks as you're heading south, north, down to the water's edge, as it would be. Now to craft a stone weapon, what you're going to have to do is open up your tab, go into knowledge, and in your knowledge tab, If you can see it there in the list, but if you'd like to be more specific, you can press the L and R1 buttons to go across into their own tables. And if you just go over to weapons, and you just get the very first basic one, and unlock that, then you should be able to go straight to your touchpad, and you can see there is a stone sword there, which requires 5 sticks, 20 stone. So we'll build that as soon as we get another stick. There might be one along this path. Possibly. You can open up the wheel to take things in and out of your hand and leave it there. Oh, there's another stick. And another stick. Go back to our touchpad. Craft that sword. There you go, crafted. Now we can come into here and hold over a blank space and hit your L1 button, and it'll bring up your wheel, and you can choose to move items in and out. So you might want to change which slot they're in. For instance, move my pickaxe, and I like my pickaxe on the right hand side. Means when I'm running around, I know where things are related. Got a nice little sword now. Yeah, again, it wants us to craft a bedroll. So if we look, you can see bedroll on here requires some sticks and some twine. Now you actually make the twine. So we go ahead and make 3 of these twine. And then we just need 2 sticks. And a bedroll is essentially a temporary save spot. You can place it anywhere you want in the world. And then from that, you can end up respawning whenever you die to that location, even if it's just on a little ledge or left around wherever you want. Alternatively, you can have a bedroll and a bed, and if you do die, you get to choose which you want to spawn on, back in the desert, your bedroll or your bed. Let's have a little pickaxe on a tree. Get bark from a pickaxe. What we actually need is an axe, which we haven't got the extra sticks for yet. If you get down the front here, look, around the back, there's some extra sticks a second and work our way to the water's edge. Gather a few of these, and it's square to hold down. If you're running over objects, you just suck them up with your hand. Something like that. Let's have a look. Make one axe, which is a hatchet. We've also got skinning knife to increase the amount of skins, levers and so forth, and you've also got a butcher's knife for increasing the amount of food that would drop off of any one of these creatures. As you can see, we're getting rather dehydrated in our bubble because we've been doing a bit before we got to the water's edge. So remember, put it up your wheel and have a little drink by holding and releasing onto your drinking rod there, drinking flask. We're creating the bedroll at the moment, so let's create a bedroll. There we go. Now, once it's placed that bedroll, well, we'll wait until I want to stay away from big evil things for a minute. Unfortunately, run into what looks like an elite version of one of these creatures, which we don't really want to get involved with just this second. So let's swim across this water, as most animals and creatures do not swim and follow you. And this looks like a nice little starter spot island here to get going. So we place our bedroll, like so. Now it wants us to slay an enemy. What about this rabbit? I think that might just do us. And you have 2 different types. You can click your analog in to select and target an enemy, but you can press R1 for short and fast attacks combination, and R2 for larger attacks. And then I think, if I remember correctly, is it oh yeah, your back left is also kicking. But since we've slayed an enemy, we've got some wraps to do now. Let's go and have a look at the wraps quickly. That would be this symbol down here. Need some more plant fibre for that, so having a look around. These little bushes are cosmetic, where the larger bushes, like them ones over there, or them ones over there, you can see dotted around. Put the sword away. That's the type of bush that we were looking for. Got that one just there. Without getting chased by too many evil bugs at the moment. Let's keep going across the river. And you can press square on water at any time to have a drink from that water, and you can hold the wheel and also, like you would be drinking, hold and release onto your bottle, and it will fill up your bottle if you're actually in water as well. So since we've come to the right, it's a bit eviler over here. We probably should stay to the left. Left-hand side of the river at the beginning is, as you're facing it, is slightly easier than the right-hand side. Let's get a little bit of this. Sure, that's plenty at the moment. We only needed 10. As you can see, now we can make some wraps, make a few wraps. Go on a wheel. Now use a wrap, bandage yourself up, and keep your health up. So it's bandages are best for health, where food's best for your stomach. Next phase would be harvest from a corpse. Well, to be honest, due to location, as we're over here, I think it'd be best to move over this way, which is a lot easier than this way. It's a bit more harder on the right than it is on the left. And with a bit of practice and not dying, not sure how hard this crocodile is at the moment due to our attribute points. Give it a tap and run away. No, it looks like it's harder than we think. Now you have to watch your energy levels while fighting, because you don't want to run out of stamina while engaging. Lucky enough, that's done well for us. We can do a couple of things here, but if we take out the axe, or the pickaxe, or the skinning knife, or the butcher knife, you can harvest corpse with all of these. But depending on what you harvest it with, it's slightly dependent on the amount of different types of materials you're going to get from it, which I'll let you figure out in later date and later videos. For now, refill the water skin. We've already done this, but it's if you follow the journey steps, unlock primitive cook knowledge, back to your wheel, go down to your cooking recipe, campfire, survival, build one of these. Now you can see you've got lots of stuff on your wheel. Like I said before, open up your wheel, you can get rid of this. Once your wheel is filled, it won't place items in there, because you'll have your own items sitting in the right locations. Over here, we've got the campfire we just made. Make the campfire quickly. And we need a nice little spot where we're going to decide. I'm just going to run up a little bit further, down to the left there. Find a nice little spot to place a campfire and start the base foundation of a little hut to live in. Because you do get sandstorms all down the sort of beginning of the map and all halfway into the middle of the map, which can cause you a lot of damage if you're not geared up for them. Just going to put that away a minute. Put that away a second. Remember to use your pickaxe on a bit of stone. Gather some stone. You do a couple of 100 stone at the beginning, and also if you're using your axe on trees, you get direct wood. And everything you do, you also get to level up. Chop down a tree. Timber. So somewhere around here looks nice enough to me. There's a couple of people over there. Doesn't look like there's any NPCs or any animals of any form here that can be disruptive. Nice little ledge. This looks good enough. So before we place a campfire, I'm actually going to take a step ahead. Go into your knowledge. Go straight to sandstone blocks. Learn that. And that still give me a few points. Now, if we go open our tab, you will now see we can make the repair hammer and the crafting hammer. 5 of them. And the crafting hammer. Now if we get our crafting hammer out, you have an extra tab with a crafting hammer. So once it's in your hand, you can press L1 and it will give you a list of different things and how to build them. We'll just look straight on the basics here for a minute and get a platform going down. It's a base foundation of our little hut that we're going to live in. So we can place this down in here. We place a little bit of bark or wood, or eventually coal or charcoal. You can place that in as fuel. We'll use a bit of bark at the minute, and we'll place our raw food as a timer per piece as it drops off. But if you cook it, the timer's a lot higher, and you want to eat cooked meat and not raw meat, because raw meat will poison you. So if we place that in there and go up to the play, fire is on, cooking us a little bit of meat, and then we can eat such meat, take a piece out, and take it all out first, then eat a piece, as the journey would suggest. And there you go, you've opened up your first journey. Then from this point, you can go into your tab, go over, select a new journey. As you start to progress more, straight away, what we'll just instantly show you is we'll just gather a little bit of stone. Gather a quick bit more. Oh, we've got a big crocodile coming. Let's just get ready to fight him. Oh no, he's an elite. He can go back, hopefully. Yep, we're far enough away. You get a 1 skull, that's an elite. You get 3 skull, that's like a boss. Well, they're like mini bosses and bosses. So, gather a little bit of trees. Gather some more rock. Tad of rock, tad of trees. Right, there we go. So, from this, then we can just build a little platform for now, and you can work on some doorways and some windows. Should you like choose to design it however you want. You've only got some basic pieces in here at the moment until you upgrade. But the idea is you build up some walls, whack a small roof on the top of here. We'll just do that quickly. Oh, we can climb up here actually. If you jump and hold X, still takes a bit of stamina. Hold on and climb. Birds. Not sure if there was any extra stone up here. There probably is, but an easy way to have a quick look around your local surrounding area. There's some lovely stone down here. We'll just go and pinch this for a minute because we don't need much to get our basic hut going. Although that elite crocodile could be a problem, we get out of the way again. This is why I said you need to go down the left-hand side and not the right-hand side at the beginning, ideally. We'll sit in the water. That should despawn him, because things don't like to, if they can't get to you with a path direct, they tend to not, and they turn around and go back to where they come from. If there's no clear avenue to attack you. So yeah, this will get us going. And as you can see, we can open this, and you can go in with a tab. Start to build pieces of roof. We'll put a door on this. We'll put some walls up. We'll get a little teeny hut going. Shouldn't take too long. And then you have your basics. You can put your bedroll in here then. With a door, you'll be secure. Now from this, we'll move on to another video at some point of how to go further into the map, build bigger, and look into some key areas and some places to build. I hope this has given you a basic fundamental of how to start and get going in Conan. And I hope for any newbies that this may help you along your journey to many, many hours of playing Conan. It gets rather large, rather big, especially with giant bases and a contribution of multiple different types. As you can see in my list here, I have multiple different types of base foundations and different types of layouts for entire buildings that you can end up doing. So hope this helps, guys, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.